Good evening, everyone. What's up? It's Ada Satisfying Meal. Topped it off with Misa Dessert. This is Mr. Hot to speaking and Mr. Black speaking. Apologies for that screw up. Well, the reason this rant is outside because it is too nice to be inside. But that's off topic. Sorry about that. Today is going to be. Previously, there was a unfinished rant on Nickelodeon. Today's going to be the remake of the Nickelodeon rant for July 11th, 2015. Ugh. What on earth is wrong with Nickelodeon scheduling? We're about to look at its scheduling pretty soon.
Oh, and guys, I'm actually going to be reading the scheduling. And guys, I'm actually going to be showing it. Here's the garbage that's on today. What on earth? Look at this. Why is there ads? Really?
What on
earth?
No,
Why do
read
you
the
need
scheduling.
ads? I can't even close it.
Same,
There.
but skip. Gonna read the scheduling to you. Do you mind?
It's okay if I do it this time.
Yeah, read the scheduling, please.
Oh, you a boy?
No, be quiet, computer. Shut
7
up.
o'clock a.m. Barely Odd Parents. 7:30 a.m. Odd Parents.
No. That is nonsense.
SpongeBob.
No.
SpongeBob. 4 o'clock p.m. Ricky, Nicky,
Ugh.
Dicky, and Dawn. Same with 4:30.
Ew.
It's 100 things to do before high school. Henry Danger.
Things? That's not even a word.
Stuttermans. This is garbage.
That's not proper
100 things to
scheduling.
do before high school.
That is some of the worst scheduling one has ever seen.
Nicky and Dawn, Max and Shred.
Ugh. What on earth is
Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon?
Nicktoons. The Penguins of Madagascar, March for Silly.
Wait, we're ranting on Nickelodeon scheduling, not Nicktoons. We're not ranting on Nicktoons. We'll rant on Nicktoons for another rant. Say that for another rant. We're not going to rant on Nicktoons in this rant. This rant's on Nickelodeon's main channel. Sorry for all these mess ups, but
Okay, sorry. Anyway, what's your thoughts, Mr. Hofter? They air too much SpongeBob.
This is the worst scheduling. This is some of the worst scheduling in history of television. It is as bad as Cartoon Network's, Disney, PBS Kids, and Boomerang.
Combined.
No, it's that Cartoon Network's is worse.
Yeah, Cartoon Network's a little bit worse, but still.
Even though most people agree that Nickelodeon's worse, Cartoon Network for us is worse. But this scheduling makes one want to barf. This scheduling makes one want to hit their TV with a hammer.
Ooh.
This makes one want to hit a VHS tape with a baseball bat. This makes one want to barf into one's mouth. This makes one want to poop in their pants. This makes one want to urinate all over somebody. That is how mad one will be if they see the schedule.
Make someone want to set something on fire.
Make one want to molest somebody. That's how poor the scheduling is.
Yeah, it seriously makes one want to do all that garbage.
And we're not using you. One is the more proper term to use. But what on earth is this sitcom and SpongeBob nonsense doing on Nickelodeon?
It doesn't belong on Nickelodeon. And disregard the backgrounds because my mom's vacuuming. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we apologize for that.
Sorry about that. Why do they air so much reruns of bullcrap?
What does Nickelodeon have to say about this? What does Nickelodeon even have to say about their poor scheduling? Oh, they don't know.
Sitcoms.
Ugh.
Garbage. Why?
No sitcoms, please.
We're so tired of this sitcom.
And SpongeBob.
Like, Aaron, I don't remember one time where it aired, like, 4 hours, nothing but SpongeBob.
What? This is not...
Who wants to see that?
Why are there all these half marathons of SpongeBob and sitcoms every day, literally?
Why? Are they really that good? No, they're not, Nick. They just downright suck. Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon, what is it more like?
More like Rantelodeon. More like Screwlodeon. More like Suckalodion. More like Scrapalodeon. More like Scrap Ironlodeon.
The chat box.
More like Poopalodeon. More like.
Look, I just put.
Like Dickelodeon. More.
Yes, it is Dickelodeon. That's what.
More like Dummalodion. More like Noodlelodeon. More like N-wordlodeon. More like Noobalodion. More like Gunalodion. More like Go Away-alodion. Even the worst of the Nicktoons is better than this poor scheduling.
It's such an easy name to make fun of.
Oh yeah. Cartoon Network and Disney and PBS Kids and Boomerang can't even be made as fun of as this name. More like Slap in the Face-alodion.
See what all these insults they came up with? See how much garbage this is?
What is this garbage still doing? Nickelodeon's been like this for 6 years. It's SpongeBob and sitcom nonsense. Nickelodeon needs to say bye-bye to its SpongeBob and sitcoms and move on. Move on to another.
This retarded sitcom garbage.
Even Breadwinners, Fanboy and Chum Chum, Sanjay and Craig, and Rabbids Invasion are better than this garbage. That is how boring the scheduling is.
It is better than this garbage.
Yeah, and even though most people will disagree, even if people disagree, even the Nicktoons is better than this. Channel's better than this. And yet, people are saying Nickelodeon's dead. It is dead. Its main channel's dead. This main channel airs the same shows over and over again without a rest. Does Nickelodeon not know what it's doing? They're just they're arbitrarily slapping shows onto their schedule that most people do not care for.
Right. Nobody cares about these dumb little 2-year-old shows.
Most people don't care for SpongeBob anymore. Most people don't care for Fairly Odd Parents. Well, it would actually be better to see Fairly Odd Parents air more than SpongeBob, since one is sick and fed up with that show. How fed up are you with this? How fed up is one with the scheduling? How fed up is one with the scheduling of this? Are you fed up with this?
It makes one want to set something on fire.
It makes one wanna bully somebody else. They'll be so mad after seeing this poor scheduling.
It makes a kid cry.
It makes one want to make people cry.
Oh God.
This scheduling.
Nickelodeon, leave us alone.
Leave these shows. Put these free. Nickelodeon needs to free itself from these shows and move on to something else.
You're gonna hate this, but I need to redo it. I messed up.
Well, we'll do it on my side. Oh, sorry, wasn't supposed to say that word. But Nickelodeon, what is this? Dear.
Yeah, let's just do it on your side then.
Well, you could actually do it on your side. Just say unfinished Nickelodeon rant. Just call it that.
No, because I really did mess up in it.
That's all right. We can't. We're not. It doesn't even matter. We're not getting any views anyway in our videos. So why does it matter if we mess up?
I'll do it myself then when you're done.
Nickelodeon, please help out in this rant.
More like
Elodian. More like Elodian. More like Elodian. Nickelodeon needs to be removed off TV. Doesn't even belong on TV. No, it doesn't. It made poor choices, and yet it refused to change. It has not changed at all this year, and it keeps getting worse.
Exactly.
No more SpongeBob and no more sitcoms. Most people are sick and tired, and they just want to leave these shows in a hole. They need to be buried forever and not seen again. They need to be buried 100 feet deep on the ground. If it was a person, yes, set them on fire.
Makes one want to set the whole thing of Nickelodeon on fire. Makes me want to set the actual place on fire.
No more of this, Nickelodeon. Will Nickelodeon please already change themselves?
Change yourselves already.
It's not. This is not SpongeBob Lodeon. If it was SpongeBob Lodeon, if this would be called SpongeBob and Sitcom Lodeon, not Nickelodeon. This, all they care about is SpongeBob and sitcoms and nothing else. There's Teen Nick for these sitcoms. Put SpongeBob on its own channel. Put SpongeBob on its own channel. Put the sitcoms on its own channel. Put Fairly Odd Parents on its own rerun channel. And put something else on. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it must be.
Nickelodeon is so good. It's not just gay and just flat out freaking stupid.
This is what Nickelodeon is. That's all Nickelodeon is. It's a bunch of
it's a fart vanishing the air.
It's a fart in the wind. That's all Nickelodeon is now. Nickelodeon, get busy living or get busy dying, Nickelodeon. Get busy changing or get busy going away.
Or should we call it Nickelodeon?
I mean, Nickelodeon is not as bad as Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon, you can suck my dick along with Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon has forgotten all about anything. It treats SpongeBob as if it was its only show of hope, and it forgot about everything else it had. And yet, SpongeBob is on hiatus, that they keep airing it, and everything else that's on hiatus is gone.
More like Winky Bob.
And Nickelodeon has done this for at least 6 years. They've been downhill for 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. They've actually been dead for 8 years. But they've been dead since Cartoon Network died.
2006, pretty much.
Oh, so 9 years then on your side. 9 years, and it hasn't gotten any better. They must have not cared once they went downhill. Every aspect about Nickelodeon sucks. The bumpers, the scheduling, and its
for people that were born in the late 2000s, they were born at a really bad time.
Well, they'll never get to see Nickelodeon the way it was, but...
at least I was able to for a short time because I was born in 2001.
Barely. You were born in a bad generation too, sadly.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, 2014 was better than this.
Garbage. This year's garbage.
It's sad. Every other channel has been getting slightly worse. Nickelodeon plummeted after 2014. It did not improve in the slightest, and just got worse. It made its poor choices, and it's gonna hopefully it'll have time to it will think about what it did to tick customers off.
This crap's been happening since 2006. I'm tired of it.
And it was even downhill in 2005, say some.
Ooh, that's 10 years right there.
Yeah, a decade.
So forget when we said 9 years. 10 years.
And Nickelodeon, get out of here. Get out. People do not want to see Nickelodeon ever again. Nickelodeon probably was like falling in 2003, say some. But
Nick at morning. It's not even 9. What's the point of the title?
Even 2012 was a better year. 2013 was a better year. And 2014 was a little better than today.
2015.
But Nickelodeon has been falling steadily. And it has fallen deep into the abyss. It has no chance of getting out. It is stuck in a rut. Most people are agree that Nickelodeon's got no chance of revival, and it just made poor choices. It's like Nickelodeon didn't listen to what people said for it to do. And yet people have been doing rants on Nickelodeon for like 7 years probably. And people have been doing less Nickelodeon rants, thank goodness. They all sound like...
Nickelodeon was almost never the same.
Oh, Nickelodeon's never going to be the same again.
It's never just cooked, dead. It's cooked like bacon.
Oh, it's burnt. Nickelodeon's burnt like toast. It's toast.
Yeah, it's completely burnt. Mr. Hata, we should do this semi-side.
Nickelodeon should be buried in a graveyard. Nickelodeon needs to be buried in a graveyard and forgotten of because, face it, sick of Nickelodeon's poor behavior. Fed up with this nonsense.
Nickelodeon, fuck you.
Yeah, Nickelodeon.
You probably can't see me, but take the middle fingers, Nickelodeon. Take the middle fingers.
Yeah, it's sad to say even Nicktoons is better than this.
Even Nicktoons is better than this garbage.
Even the cartoons that most people hate, which aren't as bad as its scheduling, are better than this. And sorry to say that it is almost as bad as Cartoon Network scheduling. Sorry for repeating oneself. And it's almost as bad as Disney's. Well, Disney, nobody expects anything from Disney because Disney sucked to begin with.
Disney should not be trusted ever again.
Disney was never. Sorry for being off topic. Disney, its scheduling has already been bad. Its scheduling was already bad when its schedule already was bad in 2006. So people don't expect Disney to revive. And all 5 channels done. Nickelodeon, there are going to be a couple more rants on Nickelodeon this year if its scheduling keeps acting up. But Nickelodeon needs to step up its game and needs to shape up, and Nickelodeon needs to think. Yeah, we're almost done with the rant.
Use your brain, Nickelodeon. Use your brain.
God gave Nickelodeon a brain. Use it. No more sponge.
You should say.
Ugh. That's it, Nickelodeon. Goodbye.
And that was Mr. Hata speaking.
And Mr. Black was also speaking in this rant. Apologies for rambling, but Tyler hasn't done a rant on Nickelodeon as a duo for almost 3 months, so we're getting back into that.
We're getting back into the rants.
Together.
And getting angry.
But we were ranting on Nickelodeon's weekend schedule, if one was wondering. Because Nickelodeon's weekend schedule is unexcusable, unforgivable nearly, and unbearable, unwatchable.
It's just a complete failure.
Believable. It failed miserably. Its scheduling gets an F-. And we thought 2012...
Minus.
And people thought 2012, 2013, 2014 were bad years. Well, it's gotten worse. It's going to keep getting worse. It can't get much worse, though. Nickelodeon cannot get much worse than today, but it will probably get worse. It can only get a little worse, though, if one is wondering.
Ow, don't do that!
Sorry. But any last thoughts before we wrap up this rant? Computer's running low on battery, by the way. With that, that is all there is to say for this rant on Nickelodeon for July 11, 2015. With Tower Charge 2 is back. This is a finished rant. See you on the next rant. Peace out. Yeah, Mr. Black peacing out. Mr. Hata peacing out. Good night forever. Yeah.